Now let us look at the 7 ways to manage the new generation. These are the 7 ways. Better connect with them, focus on long-term growth, be a mentor, not a boss. Be open to answering tough questions, genuine involvement, show that you care, bring a lot of appreciation in the workplace, and be a value-based leader. Let's go dig. Let's dig deeper into each one of them. What does it mean? So let's go to the first one. Better connect with them. What do you mean by better connect with them? Two things here. First of all, typically when we are whenever we are communicating, have you ever heard the common phrase, he doesn't understand me? Isn't it? It's very common that we feel that the other person needs to understand us. It simply means that we are building the bridge of understanding from our side to that person's side. Actually, it should be the reverse. Build the bridge of understanding from their side to your side. It also means to understand why are they saying whatever they are saying. It's understanding the purpose of their communication. It's critical for us to understand the purpose of their communication, because many times their thoughts are going to shock us. This is especially true for the Gen Xers and the boomers, because millennials, Gen Zs have a very different kind of a thinking, and that's why we need to build the bridge from their side, build the bridge of understanding from their side to our side. So first understand, then understand their communication. So first understand. Second part of this, better connect with them, that they are team players, they are collaborators. So not only do you need to do one-to-one connection with them, you also need to have a great connection across the team. Build connections across the team. They are networking people. They are people who love to get connected with many people, right? So not only you have one-to-one connection with them, but also connect with the team across. Now, the word connection is important. I have a full topic on that, how to connect, or connecting and relationship building module. So if you are going to understand, you will understand the word connection over there, right? Finally, listen. It's important. In the listening session, we have seen that 80% of communication happens when we listen, 20% by talking. When we listen, we can understand the purpose of their communication. And when we understand the purpose of their communication, our communication, magic can happen. So if you really look at, this is the basic step of building relationships. Connecting is the best way to build relationship. Without connection, there is no relationship. The relationship will be very dry, and you will not be able to get things done out of them if you really cannot connect. And understanding and purpose, and build the bridge of understanding and the purpose of communication and listening to them becomes a very, very common tool. So the next point is that, remember, the new generation thinks about the future. They are very motivated with their growth path. I remember my younger son, who's a millennial. 6 months after his first job, he said that, Papa, I want to leave the job. I want to look for a different job. I said, why the hell? I was a little taken aback. 6 months, you're not even settled. He says, no, I can't see my growth path. And that's what is very typical about this new generation. So your job as their leader is to show them their growth path, professionally as well as personally. It will be really appreciated if you can get connected to them even at a personal level. Now, personal level doesn't mean you have to, simply means that you have to be professionally friendly. You don't have to be really complete personal, but you can be professionally friendly, right? So show them the growth path. Focus on their strengths, simply because we can't work on weaknesses. So identify their strengths. There are many psychometric tools available for this. You can make use of that, identify their strengths and focus and make them grow on their strengths. Your work will become very, very easy when you work on people's strengths. And finally, isn't this true about everybody? Think about what is in their best interest. As a leader, that is one of my jobs, to think what is in the best interest of the others so that I can make them grow. If they grow, I grow. That's a leadership principle, and that's what you need to learn to use this with the new generation by thinking long term. Third, now this new generation the Gen Xers want to solve the problem by themselves. And the new generation, while it's the new generation, when I say millennials, Gen Zs are included in the millennials. They want support so that they can solve the problem. Now here's a big clash. So millennials really are looking for a moral support and understanding. What does this tell us about them? We can't be a boss. Let's learn to mentor our new generation. This is a great opportunity to hone our mentoring skills. Of course, it's not going to be easy, but then that's what they're looking for. Telling versus asking. Shift from telling versus to asking and see the difference that you make. Ask them. When you shift from telling, I can't influence people by telling. I can only influence by my results and by asking them more and more questions, whereby you can easily guide them. And that's what being a good mentor is all about, asking questions, right? So millennials appreciate leaders who give them tools to explore their full potential. So is it true? It's true about Gen Zs also. So allow them to explore their full potential. It simply means be a mentor, not a boss. Next, this new generation is for them it is very easy to challenge the status quo. They do not have fears about challenging the status quo. So in that case, whenever they do challenge, remember that you need to be open to answering tough questions. They don't like status quo. They don't mind challenging the status quo. Be transparent during tough times. It will be appreciated. Don't hold on to information. Obviously, classified information you cannot give, but be completely transparent. Tell them what is the reality and it will be appreciated. Also take honest feedback. Take in all the feedback so that you understand the pitfalls. Okay. If you do all this, be open for answering tough questions, be transparent and honest honestly take the feedback. This will create your credibility as a leader. Okay. Next, genuine involvement. To a great extent, the new generation is similar to the boomers. They are very much emotionally involved. In fact, if you really look at in your leadership journey, the more you involve people, the better it is for you. Do you know why? Because every single person in the organization wants to be a part of the success of the organization. They want to contribute. They want to see themselves as one of the contributors in that success of this organization. And that cannot happen unless and until you involve them. Remember, their ideas are going to be a little shocking for us. They are out of the box. Many times it doesn't match with our psyche. So don't just discard them and usual tendency is that they don't have the experience. So no, this is not how we look at it. Get people's ideas in your team. Find out ways and means how you can make them a part of the entire success process of the organization. Your life will become absolutely simple and easy if you can genuinely involve people into your team. That's what I mean by genuine involvement. Appreciation. The new generation is very hungry for feedback. They don't want feedback after 6 months' time. They want feedback on a daily basis. Give it to them. Let's have an evening feedback session before they go home. Let's sit with each other, talk to us. give each other feedback that we require so that we can be better tomorrow. And when I say appreciation, which is so scantily available, but when I say appreciation, who's not hungry for appreciation? Each and every single person is wanting the appreciation. Okay? In fact, let us make appreciating people as a part of our habit, a part of our second nature. What you simply have to do when I say appreciation, identify the specific actions that they take that requires praise. Simple. It is that simple. You will have to do some amount of homework for that, because you have to identify what exactly deserves that praise. And it's not that difficult. But you need to make this as a habit. Bring tons of appreciation in your workplace and see what happens. And another great mantra, I would say, about appreciation: reprimand in private and appreciate in public. This goes for all. Okay, so bring in tons of appreciation, and remember, private and public. Reprimand in private and appreciate in public. Finally, what does it really mean to be a value-based leaders? Now, the new generation really appreciates people who embody company values. Remember, they are issue-driven. Remember, they work for a cause. So, values become very, very critical and important for the new generation. In this way, probably again I will connect them to the boomers, because boomers lived they lived a very value-based life. Okay, I'm not saying that the Gen Xers did not live a value-based life, but they were driven. The boomers and the new generation both are driven, because that's how they have seen the whole world, and that's why it is becoming important for us to show that that the company values are there in my action. Whatever may be your company values, you have to embody those values, show them that you follow, and you show those values in action. They are not just a frame on your table. They also understand that leadership is all about the internal compass. So leadership is all about they understand that leadership is all about the internal compass. A good leader follows his heart. He makes things happen by understanding his heart. And there is an important thing which I always talk: learn to do things with emotion, not emotionally. When I'm saying heart, I want you to learn to do things with emotion and not emotionally. When you are doing things emotionally, you're not in control of the situation, because when I'm emotionally doing things, I am more of a reactive person. A person with an internal compass has his locus of control inside and not outside. When I'm doing things emotionally, that locus of control goes outside of me and not inside, right? You get the internal compass is very important. Understand that what is your internal compass and lead through that internal compass. You will have to learn to develop both these skills. This is what I mean by being a value-based leader. If you want a long-lasting relationship, if you want a long-lasting organization, this happens to be the foundation of long-lasting organizations. And here I strongly suggest read the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. It's all about value-based leadership. So these are the 7 ways in which how I can manage and make my life be easier with the newer generation. Better connect with them, focus on long-term growth, be a mentor, be open to answering tough questions, genuinely involve them in the organization growth, bring lots and tons of appreciation, and finally be a value-based leader.